Да, я знаю, он приземлился и не умер, очень странно. А у них 20 очков. Sí, tienen 20 puntos.
They were never threatened. Count the number of times in this clip that bullets or anything are being shot back towards them. Everyone else is so focused on just trying to rotate and avoid damage from above that these guys don't have to do really anything in terms of defensive play, and they can just focus on going forward, and it seemed like it was just going to be a win. And honestly, I want to roll this all the way back to shall we just be talking about the retail drop spot and how your early game sets you up for an advantage. They have so many tools at their disposal, from ammunition to rockets to excess shields, having enough mats because they had rotations early on to hold the high ground. It just makes it so easy and so clinical. And I promise, if you are a trio or you're just interested in competitive play, go and load up
Двумя пулями. Ха. Еще один скар 30 пулей. Он дал пули. Ну, нормальный человек в игре. 7 убийств, 6 убийств, 3, 5, 4, 4, 5, 8, 3, 3. Points. 10 пунктов, 5 пунктов, 7 пунктов. Самые крутые имеют 10 пунктов. Самые потом 9 пунктов, потом еще 9. Короче, я не вижу сервис этого человека. Всякое угадано, что день 10 пунктов. Или тикер фун или нет, если не скажешь конту. Выиграю этот Джуй, Тикен Фун и не знаю какое еще время. А 9, 10, 9, 9. 9, 9 пунктов. Короче, 10, 9, 9, 9, 8, 8, 7, 7, 7 и 5 пунктов. Всякие пунктов. 10, 9, 9, 9, 8, 8, 7, 7, 7 и 5. Всякие мола. Прикольно. Мола. Мне нравится. Falta la segunda partida para que ganan 1 millón de euros, algo así. O de dólares. Осталось где-то одна катка, и они могут выиграть 1 миллион долларов. Где-то так. Дофига, да, это. Это un montón, ya lo sé. Это очень много, да, я знаю. Сколько скинов за это можно купить? ¿Cuántos skins puedes comprar de esa pasta, tío? Madre. Я уже не могу играть, потому что они уже начали. Yo no puedo jugar porque es que ellos han comenzado, creo que son más de 18 y tienen que ser populares los jugadores, creo. Тем более, я поздно хочу играть, я еще, наверное, молодой, и я должен быть еще популярен, мне кажется. Тан-тан-тан. Европа, Страндинкс. Как никто не выиграл? Они же выиграли, мне кажется, один матч. ¿Cómo que no han ganado? Si han ganado una victoria, qué extraño. Как странно.
Right? This is the top 0.01%.
Выиграл, а просто сейчас не пишет. Странно очень. Han ganado gente, pero que no pone quién ha ganado. Muy extraño, tío, muy extraño. Ah, creo que no están aquí. Мне кажется, что здесь их нету. Нулевая точка. Подлый пруд. Vamos a mirar, давай посмотрим.
Hello, family of Fortnite. All TW here, and throughout the Fortnite Champion Series, we're going to be trying to get more acquainted.
А, через 10 минут будет.
Today, we're going to be discussing the three different stages of a complete
Жена будет играть.
the early game, the mid game, and the late game.
Мне еще одна катка осталась.
As their goals during these stages in order to achieve the ultimate goal.
Если вы хотите посмотреть, тогда смотрите. Si queréis mirar, pues miráis. Si no queréis, pues 9 minutos adelante. Pues 9 minutos más adelante. Если вам не нравится, тогда перемотайте 10 минут. Скорее. Да я посмотрю. Déjame mirar.
Regardless, the goal is common. Whether you take a passive approach by looting safely outside the map, or an aggressive and risky approach by letting others loot for you and finding early elimination.
Во, как вырубили.
What should we be looking out for during this stage?
Что?
First things first.
Какие они везунчики в игре Fortnite, пипец. Такие везунчики не существуют.
Trios want to try to force your opponent into the more disadvantageous
О, это
position to
просто
cut off
очень
your
просто.
potential. Either they have to make a
Liquid
desperation push,
Scented,
or
понял.
you're stuck with less loot where you can easily clean up. That's just the beginning, as even though it starts off high intensity with all the different POIs we can test it,
Видели,
it
так
quickly
он, как
slows
он их
down as the rotations begin
вырубил
towards first
просто
zone.
так.
Looting doesn't end here, and most competitive players will have a loot path, which optimizes their possibility for finding the crucial mobility and weapon upgrades.
8 минут осталось. Quedan 8 minutos. Unas líneas, какие-то линии. Хотя посмотрю какой-то ролик, voy a mirar un vídeo.
The mid-game is the calm before the storm. Before the storm circle gets too small, where it forces the engagements. Most players' goals are positional, but in some cases, depending on how the early game went, you again have to strike a balance, this time between looting and farming, or going for the best position. Looting could include playing extremely aggressive to earn yourself other players' loot. In trios, it's much harder to play that aggressive playstyle, since fights take longer and cost more. You want to be efficient with any rotations or fights you have to take. You don't want to spend your precious mobility, valuable resources, or health. This is why you'll see a lot of the top players look directly for center zone in the mid-game. When you're in the center zone, you end up giving yourself the most chance of being in the next storm circle when it gets revealed. You'll then have to go less distance and thus spend less materials. Finally, the end game. The most exciting, hectic, thrilling, and difficult part of competitive Fortnite. Experiencing an endgame can be confusing and hard to process.
Я хочу себе иконик, Киру на иконик.
And fun times to play and watch. This is when you take all the advantages you built in the early game and the mid game and use them to push yourself to a victory royale and also find as many eliminations as possible. In the current Fortnite Champion Series format, every elimination matters, just like it did in the World Cup. From 6 zone onwards, where the calm from the mid game explodes into a cacophony of tunneling, mobility,
Sí, creo que tiene el paro.
you'll see teams go for the ever so advantageous high ground where they can
Очень маленький был таплан, который я сейчас смотрю. Он там más pequeño, pero muy pequeño.
Which is away from other players, both above, below, and horizontally. You'll see teams desperate for the extra
21
materials to
килл у
last them
кого-то
through
был.
to the full zone
Он
closure,
не
or
он
for
на
impact
килл.
eliminations, where they can top off on resources and power weaponry of their fallen opponents. So, whether you're watching or you're joining us on the field, take stock in the stage of the game. The early game, when you're trying to get the best possible loot while it's still available. The mid game, where you're balancing positioning while maintaining what you built during the early game. And finally, the end game. You spend all the advantages you set yourself up with.
Во, нормально, нормально. Во, нормально. Во, no está mal, no está mal.
As many series
Ну,
points we can
buenísimo.
and maybe
El
next
nota
time we'll watch
buenísimo.
it highlighting your
Капец,
top plays.
как что?
This is Follow TW, and I'll see you
О,
in the
они очень профи. Son muy pros.
guys, SHAREfactory here, bringing you a breakdown of the most dynamic, flexible, and every player utilizes in the Fortnite Champion seasons, the Shockwave Grenade. We're going to be taking a look at some of the basics on how it's used and misused at crucial moments in the game, and how to adapt and play against them towards the end game. To get started, let's get a refresher on what shockwaves are and some of the basics of using them. Shockwave grenades are a utility item that drop in stacks of 2 with a maximum stack size of 6. When thrown, the shockwave launches anyone within its tile and a half radius far distances, destroying builds in the process, giving added protection from fall damage for the players who use them. The most effective way to gain maximum distance is to time your jump well with a shockwave right below you, angling yourself above it for higher vertical movement, or towards the side of it in midair for horizontal coverage. If you do use a shockwave to rotate through builds late game, you will only be able to go through about 5 layers of wood, brick, or metal before you come to a stop. When going for height, if you don't get stopped by any opposing player's builds at all, you can reach upwards of 7.5 tiles in height, giving anyone above you a surprise and changing both yours and your enemy's game plan in a split second. Although really easy to understand individually, once entering the atmosphere of trios and teamwork, the use of shockwaves enters a whole new dimension. There are deciding factors and win conditions if used properly, allowing for easy positioning and rotations. Using them and sticking together after the landing is efficient and gets your whole trio online, ready to fire at a faster rate compared to the rest of the competition. Saving these grenades for later use brings an element of surprise as well, and a level of shock to the whole server. Looking at 8th and 9th zones with densely packed endgames, vertical shockwaves make high ground and mid-ground layers crumble, and give patient trios and surviving solos a way to counter long tarps and bases towering above them. Facing off against 3 players usually proves fatal though, as you are vulnerable throughout your whole flight and easily targeted by the trio you're trying to attack.
Нормально такая графика. Можно графика для командного.
Panicking with shockwaves in your own box and misusing them is always an irreversible mistake during the game, giving you poor positioning split away from your trio, costing you building resources, or ultimately you and your teammates their entire health and shield pool if used at the absolute incorrect moment. To counteract the chaos from shockwaves, new and clean strategies are put in place to negate the negative and potential mishaps in certain situations. When going for height, secondly boxing up before using the shockwaves and going for height then allows you to have power in numbers as 3 players get a vertical rotation together, overwhelming the competition. Discovering new positioning and shockwave throwing angles and targets within your box might keep your trio and teammates closer together when using one shockwave to rotate, saving crucial mats and attracting less attention during your mid-game rotations. You also save your total shockwave count by doing this, allowing for more opportunities to challenge high ground, brief low ground in the endgame, or rotate mid-game. Countermeasures can be taken too, such as keeping a teammate higher than normal with multiple layers above you, as in the event of a vertical shockwave, you still have someone up high who can rain down and support your trio on a retake. Keeping your own shockwaves handy is a way to counter anyone taking height off of you as well. But if both trios play mind games and the circle gets smaller, smaller, and smaller, the more likely a chance there is for a messy, repeat shockwave surface happening all at the same time. Player after player gets sent flying in the sky, with teammates all getting sent around in and out of the storm, off the chart layers, and splits costing your trio more mats and resources than normal. Identifying these mistakes, staying in your lane, and watching teams move is a good way to anticipate disaster from striking before it happens. Although an item overlooked has simple mobility at first, the potential and efficiency of using shockwave grenades as a trio separates the good players from the great. Practicing, reviewing, and watching how plays are set up before they happen is a good way to keep in the loop, improve on mistakes, and get better retakes on height when using one of the most versatile items in the game. Keep your team's position in mind while breaking, jumping, and blasting into the air until you get it just right. And who knows, maybe you can have that top play or amazing clutch that saves your team
Выиграл. Ранал. Минута осталась. А кидал, bueno, quedaba un minuto. Приблизительно будет где-то 1:50 это все. Todo esto será como 1:50. Та-та-та-та. Ну, ура! Наконец-то, vamos.
Fortnite fans, so first of all, sorry about that. We had a little bit of issues on our side with the European matches flushing, but there's been a ton of Fortnite action going on this morning anyway, with Middle East wrapping up their first and second heat. So we have the final results, and we're gonna hop into some of the action. And also, I just want to say, our predictions for Middle East are looking pretty good. I know Z kind of hinted at it, but you can check out on the FN Competitive Twitter and also on the YouTube some of our prediction and our preview piece we were able to go through, and we talked about what some of our predictions, particularly in the Middle East and European region, are. So make sure you get up to date on that, get what our thoughts and opinions are. But we're going to be hopping into Heat 2, Match 1 of the Middle East region in just a second here. And honestly, I'm excited. It's going to be the first time seeing Middle East in outside of the open tournament format and seeing the top teams really go at it. And honestly, looking at the heats afterward, there are a lot of big changes now up on the board here. You can see there were some differences in the predictions. One, I will say, I was the one who predicted Flame, Prime, and Hunter up there. So swap Zeke and I's names, but otherwise, Klops, Hero Kappa, and Fiesel were the favorites going through. They performed pretty well. You will be seeing them in the Middle East Grand Final tomorrow. However, to have a positive day in their heat and advance through. So predictions so far are holding steady, and it's going to be exciting once we get in. There is a different style of play, different types of gameplay from all over the region, but enough for me. I've talked enough. Let's throw it on over to Lupo and Monster as they take you into Middle East Heat 2, Match 1.
Sundown, thank you very much. Just a quick note to those at home. Occasionally we run into issues on the cast. Do your best to not get too worked up about it. You know, there's a lot of things at play here. So
You have to imagine a 10-minute break is an insanely short amount of time to recover and get back into the games. As you can see here on your screen, Heat 2, Game 1 of the Middle East region just starting off. Tilted Town, a number of teams dropping down the bottom. Down here, pressure on the bottom, and the pump shotgun. An early blue pump shotgun in Tilted Down, as you can see, is honestly one of the most powerful weapons you can get. It's just hits so hard for so many up close fights too.
Они вообще без шансов составил. Нубик.
You're leaving a blue pump, you're leaving with shockwaves, you're guaranteed heals. Like guaranteed
Exactly.
Not only that, you're probably gonna get yourself some launch pads as well. So this is the place to be, especially if you want to guarantee your loadout.
Han comenzado a jugar, creo, me parece
Stick
que
around just to get back to the lobby.
Pocha,
Not much you can do there. You catch one pick, maybe
начали
get a point
играть.
for your leaderboard, basically, but it's his battle to lose.
You have to hope it's like a solo, otherwise you know that's going to get picked back up almost immediately. A tough spot to be in.
Гейминики
But yeah,
что
you're saying
выкидать.
early game in Tilted
Какая-то
has such a
аптечка.
refined loot pool.
А,
The trade-off
аптечка
of
там.
not being able to build,
Ура.
or in some people's
Вот
mindsets,
и-
not having to build, because you know that you can just focus on gun skill and accuracy, is such a big factor in building up an early loot. Just the early loot game is so it's huge here. Like I said, feels like crazy. Everybody's going to come out stacked with a good set of materials. In fact, just because you can pick up all that stuff out of the chest and off of every elimination if you do get challenged here, it's arguably one of the better spots to drop right now.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, natural game where one of these guys bring that double barrel out of Tilted Town, because there are some rules in play where the double barrel shotgun only spawns in Tilted, but you can even take the weapons out of the place as well. And
Third time's a charm. There we go.
I was
Finally
gonna
made
say
it up top.
he's having a little bit of a struggle there, trying to get up and over.
He's got to track down that space bar and runs away sometimes. Also playing on controller, I guess. My apologies. Controller gang, love you.
If anything, Controller Gang has the best movement we've seen so far. These guys can go 360 on the.
Clearly, you don't watch my
Running and
stream,
all that.
Monster. I appreciate it though. Yeah.
But all right, now we're looking at Happy Hamlet here. A little bit of a standoff Moon, Minzu, and Kinji here have that high ground. There's
Mi
three
hermana,
teams
mola,
here.
mola.
The prediction from
Mi hermana
four
no
to
está
five
mal.
of us, one of the players,
Me
Klaus,
gusta, mi
down
hermana
his feet up top there. You hate to see that.
If I had to guess, I actually did ME, a Middle Eastern VOD review. They land towards Junction.
Мне кажется, что
Must
это
have had some kind of
останется
problems over at Haunted Hills, but
моя
we'll talk about
игра.
that just a bit here.
Creo que es la
Kinji
última
uses a
partida.
valuable shockwave to try and take the high ground
А
here.
todos tienen
Kinji
0
gets
puntos,
just a
vale.
little bit.
Они начали
Such a nice pinch going on right here.
без
This is
puntos,
one of our newer
наверное, все.
competitive regions, so
Creo que todos han empezado con 0 puntos en otra partida.
to the rest of the competitive scene per se.
Vale, vale, yo lo entiendo. Pero ¿por qué no sé? А почему они так делали, я не знаю.
Very quickly playing the game just from watching these competitive experiences. You have opportunities like this. Look at that. Kinji immediately flicks up, gets the knock on Info, who's trying to shockwave from over the top. But you have to understand, these players in the Middle East region have been asking
Один
for
пункт
for quite a while now.
хоть мает,
They've been
один
watching
пункт.
the competitive experience
Por lo
between all
menos
these
tiene un
other
punto.
regions. That kind of learning
Vale,
has
ahora
to
tiene
happen
2 puntos, que no sé ni cómo se lo ha matado. Я даже не знаю, как он его убил, просто не знаю.
They were held back for so long because of the ping differences, right? But now having their own region, a lot of it has, a lot of these players have found a little bit of remedy in that factor as well. So good for them. We see new faces come up and have their moment. Let me catch a little highlight here today.
Kinji picking up the revive right there on Minzu. Knocked in the middle of that fight. A valiant trade, though. Honestly, if you
Один тап, uno tap.
you pick up those 3 eliminations, I'd say that's 100% worth it. Bubble shields in rotation out. Team moving up on top of the hill. Not lucky landing.
He was actually hit with a little headshot right there and ripped apart all of his shield. Now forced only down to bandages, and this is a battle that they have to take on their heels here. And I like what they're doing. They're backing up as a squad, trying to use this time to also gather some mats in the process. This team is not letting up. You have the NL squad right here, Nella, Easy, and Saya Zine right here. Or Saya's Ren, excuse me. And they're coming in with
Ну, aquí один создал, tiene lanzacohetes con una bala с одним патроном.
One player all the way at the top. Shots coming from the third party right there. Looks like it. May trying to knock down that build as they're pushing up. Side. Ultimate high ground looking down from above. Little explode from underneath. Gonna have to build against that. Waiting for the peak shot. Look at the timing on that. Very last second before getting to the pyramid. Gets a ton of big shots. Look at the last one. There it is. Finds the knock on Izzy. They have the advantage at this point. Picks up that elimination up to 125 total HP. Nella gets knocked. Wild Gamer picking up that elimination. And an RPG in there is going to be huge. Tack shotgun shots back to back. Finds the third one. And that is a solid 3 eliminations for Psy. Wild Gamer making it up for the loss of Silence down there at the bottom left.
Una rustos.
being on the heels right there, and they turn that battle around. Very well done. Not Sai, I've actually had the pleasure with, pretty sure, talking as I've browsed around the Middle Eastern region. So good to see him pulling up and performing here, as they now are pretty much clear, and they have the zone. They're in the clear. They have the zone. They can get this revive off. So Silence is going to be able to come back in the game as he gets hit up on the reboot van.
Huge value. That being said, the inventory of the Psy has 2 green tactical shotguns in there with some bandages, AR, and that TAC SMG. Lucky landing, looking like it is calm at this point. A lot of builds, but no competition left down here as this trio is going to be able to pick back up, potentially finish looting up down here, farm any materials they can get out of it. They're in the safe zone. Circle still has 38 seconds before it closes, so they're not feeling too much pressure in any way.
Это мы уже видели. Это я hemos visto.
A good buff for materials healing, any leftover loot that might be down here, make their way onto the next safe zone without much issue. Meanwhile, Suber, Sammy, and Dream pushing from outside of the storm. The far east drop here in the desert.
Such a weird place to play as well. The moisty palms where you can't just crouch freely. You have to be
Короче, кто-то мне звонит, я не знаю, что это.
to unbind the crouch just in case. You don't want to make any mistakes there. And honestly, if you do that, you're kind of in the advantage, right? You set yourself up for success.
Еще раз кто-то мне звонит, короче, простите. О, этот скин мне очень нравится. Короче, подождите секунду. Первый момент.
It's a tough break when it does happen, I'll say. Looks like an attempted shockwave to avoid a fight there, but Super does get the pick there. A knockdown is rotating into the storm. Get to safe.
going to be a nice little knock there. It's going to replenish his health up. There is a player outside of the storm line. It's going to be his teammate, Will, who's waiting nearby. And you can see over at the other kind of crater there to the left where you can farm up all the stone. That's probably where the rest of that guy's duo is.
Most likely.
Trio, I should say here. But someone does see the rotation. They're pushing on in. We have a trio coming in.
I say now's the time. You have people just coming in from the storm. You think you're in the better position. Pushing is basically a no-brainer. You see here, now this fight, stay in.
Heard the shots outside the storm wave. You figured you might as well push out. These guys are going to come out with a little
Ya знал здесь.
advantage there.
Estoy otra vez aquí. Está hablando con mi madre. Y acabo de ir con mi mamá. Болится. Мотура el cuello. A ver, посмотрим, кто выиграет. Vamos a mirar quién va a ganar. Материалов hay muy pocos. Материалов здесь очень мало, только 1500. Материалов solo hay 1500.
Here.
This is a nice little look right here. You can see those teams that are on the west and north side of the map forced to fight their way down now. Seems to be pushing all the way south. So the later you move, the more congested this rotation will be, the harder it will be for you later in the game to really want to get down here early, especially when a zone favors one side pretty heavily.
I'm looking for Nazir to hit a snipe shot here. He keeps pulling that heavy sniper out and taking a look. Hasn't gone for it yet. I would say
люди.
positional.
Не знаю. No sé, no sé las personas que son. Las diferentes. Ah, bueno, ahora sí. No sé si es esto. Они, наверное, не были разом или были разом. Creo que no estaban juntos o sí que estaban juntos. Yo qué sé. Я не знаю. Второй сезон играют. Juan desde la temporada 2. Подожди, espérame.
So they use that little bit of distraction, downtime, and chaos to get ahead of the zone here. It's probably still going to convert if they can get to the zone first and then turn the battle back around.
Depends on how fast the storm is moving on this edge. They are closer to the short side, so it's moving slower. But yeah, you have a chance maybe for a pickup there, but I think, like you're saying, in that moment they say, yeah, we get the knock, we could push for it, but placement at this point probably more important. You're looking at 26 trios remaining. You don't get the placement points until top 15, and even then, it's only 3. So right now, pushing into the storm, getting to safe, very, very important. You want to try and make it that top 15 as early as possible. And get those safe spots you can sit and wait.
So a little bit of a storm surge warning there as we're approaching zone 3. You have to be cautious when there's over 70 players to the zone 3 ratio. The storm surge will start to tick. So it's only one trio probably affected right now. This trio here is completely safe, 105 damage above. But anything can happen. You get pushed by the wrong one.
Wow, ненормально вот эту алут. Tiene lo bastante bueno este. Pero tiene 0 puntos, eso es lo peor. У него вообще нету пунктов. Wow, он кого-то вырубил. Wow, se ha matado a alguien. Y no sé qué te vida, wow, qué extraño. Creo que ha tirado su compañero. Sí. Esto, как он себе хп не потратил. Это, наверное, его друг кинул, поэтому не забрала бомба дымоуха.
Honestly, I think that's the smartest play, because you see it right now, all 3 of those players up on the hill are stacked up next to each other, and they may have seen...
У кого-то по жизни 100 хп и 99 щита. Alguien tiene de vida, 100 de vida y 99 de escudo. Mola. Este creo que no es это, я думаю, что нет. Это не он. Вау, вая курационочки tiene. Капец, ну и личинки он имеет. Дофига, un montón.
One that they got the knock on, there's a team further outside.
Шоколяк-бом.
They have a chance to sandwich.
Пам-пам-пам-пам.
Might be eliminations that they can pick up later rather than applying pressure and maybe getting third party themselves.
I almost also want to say though, that's the same team that got sniped twice by FHD, so he's a magnet for the heavy sniper. Gotta be careful, buddy.
Little rivalry.
Tuck the head down.
Один только умер, пипец.
Careful on the peaks here, bud.
Один умер за 2 минуты, это...
Teams are collapsing everywhere. Minute left. And he
Что? Как он убил? Что? Como lo ha matado? ¿Qué? ¿Qué hacker? Какой он хакер? Как он его убил? Это же... Что? Это нереально. Es imposible de matarle así. Madre mía, пипец. Мы будем смотреть до конца. Vamos a mirar hasta el final. Uno, vale. Ha matado solo uno en 3 minutos. Убили только одного за 2 минуты. 3. Он хп себе не потратил. Лах какой-то, может быть, когда ты падаешь здесь, у тебя нету... Вы видите, у него 199 хп. Может быть, когда ты падаешь, тебе хп не... Пофиг на хп. Puede ser que cuando te caes, da igual la vida. O sea que te caes si por daño... O sea que no hay daño de caída. Un кого-то вырубил, что? Самота уно, Pero creo que hay daño de caída. Мне кажется, что есть урон от падения. Вот так вырубили, что это пипец. Чоколяк, Power Full XD. FX. Joder, mirar cómo se ha curado, como una bestia. Он так похилився, как будто он так и был. 81 материалов, creo que tiene. Нормально, у него так материалов. Bueno, no está mal esos materiales cuánto tiene. One player. Там 65. Осталось 65. Пипец, видели, как он его убил? ¿Viste cómo lo mató? Con los cars. Wow. Видели, да, как он его убил с каром? VP, 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 VP. Pam 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 pam. Pam 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 pam. Просто кругом их. Que están por todos lados, por todos, Они везде просто. Просто везде. Один раз в ТФ в одиночку его стреляли из автомата 7 людей, 7. Нормально, что его убьют, если 7 стреляют на него. Normal que le maten a TF si le disparan 7 personas. Lo más normal. ¿Qué más normal? Que yo qué sé. У нас будет фейерверки, может, я в YouTube покажу. Что? Как он дал? Это же как он дал? Это, вот как он дал? ¿Cómo le da? ¿Cómo da eso, tío? No lo entiendo. ¿Cómo le puede dar eso? Es que yo no lo entiendo. No lo puedo entender. ¿Cómo le da tantas? Todos tienen 200 de vida, creo. Este tiene bastante materiales. A ver. Давай посмотрим. No. Прикольно. Нормально. Моля.
set that up for the safety measure right there, and just like that, they are able to skate away and get to the next safe zone here. Nice long rotation, perfect launch pad. Not a single one of their teammate was affected or shot on that rotation right there. So that was a very clean pad away.
Power still solid right there. Toggle.
Нормально, они так вырубили. Что? Он гранаты 4 где-то вырубил. Что? Он где-то 3 от granate убил. Почти 5. Se ha matado casi a 5 o a 3 con las granadas. A 3 se ha matado. 3 он, мне кажется, убил. А 2 он ранил. Se ha matado a 3 y a 2 le ha dejado heridos. Bueno, le ha quitado a 2 100 de vida. Посмотрим сейчас, кто выиграет. Vamos a mirar ahora quién va a ganar. Они любят дурачиться. Le gustan ser muy juguetones. Me gusta ser juguetón, 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 juguetón. Juguetón, juguetón. Вау! Вуаля, ревентал. У нее как пляцок убил. Нормально. А зона-то снимает дофига. Вау, убили их просто в пляцок. Нам matado como si fueran tortitas de patada. Вот этого почти вообще нету материалов, которые мы смотрели. Power.
Put another 20 across the board. All 3 teammates sharing that heal. Excellent call. These rotations in, trying to get these quick edits and try and tarp while your teammates are still with you. And healing, that's big. Yeah, no mats left. M7 is empty now. They're going to have to trade off who's doing what on the team. Still making moves though. Bubble shield there. Plus the zone is right at their back. Player dropping in, same floor behind, rotating out in the storm, trying to stay
Нормально. Вообще почти не осталось. Уже поросло. Ну, ролик будет где-то почти час. El video será como casi 1 hora. Si pueden comer la trampa, могут съесть ловушку. Съесть ловушку. Ах, одного убили. Карточку сейчас вообще не нужно. Ее не нужно сейчас. 5 остались вообще никто. Остались 5 только. Quedan solo 5 de 93 personas. Осталось 5 людей от 5. От 93 остались 2, и не выиграли эти. Он засранца. Qué morro. Qué повезло. Qué suerte han tenido. Bra. Думаю, что это финал. Если это финал, не финал, тогда это пипец как.
And again, these
Не
guys
круто.
had the power, they brought the force and cleaned out the game even at the worst circumstances possible. Even throughout the game, we saw double heavy snipes. We saw so many cool utilizing mechanics being used across internationally, which is huge because, you know, Lupo and Monster had a conversation. Are these guys caught up? Do they have enough time? Is everything, you know, in place for this region to be at the top spot next to EU, NA, right? We have this breakdown of a little bit of separation in the middle. We have NA West, EU, Brazil, as well as NA East, and they're all in that big top 8 region, but we have these top 4s. The first time seeing NME on the board, these games actually broadcasted as well. We can see people now becoming stars, right? We could have the next insane, calmer, clutch individual international across the season, a different time zone, playing his own type of metagame, his own type of strats being dropped down from height, going upwards, downwards, everywhere around the entire server. So it's really cool seeing how a new region develops and exactly where they actually place themselves in the timeline. Exactly how their skills are, how their build fighting metagame is, what they try to do on height afterwards. A pattern you see we saw in the first EU games where, hey, if MMB has height, everyone below them, no shields at all. Every tag, it's a headshot from the Scar. It's an easy 72 white damage tag that usually gets them that elim at the end. Middle East, same way. We're going to break it down in just a second, but there's an entire type of shifted metagame where it's kind of those early Season 3, Season 4 tendencies combined with the knowledge you have at the end types of, you know, Season 8, Season 9 end games where, you know, you're rotating, you're tarping, you're saving your items. At the same time, early game, you're using them immediately. No thought whatsoever. You have everything on your board, you have your inventory, you know exactly what your teammates have, the comms are nice, everything's on the plate, ready to go, ready to get feasted on. So Middle East right now for me is just, is really nice. We're gonna be going into a clip actually of an early game, I believe, Happy Hamlet game. We're gonna dive in with Kinzel, I believe. We'll see how he plays out. Actually, no, this is a power clip. There we go. Kinji up in Happy Hamlet. It's going to be really dope to see him actually cut out Forest team on height. We talk about the metagame, right? When Shockwaves first got introduced, it was a straight pump or combat shot upwards. It took people time to get used to that AR spray. He has it in his inventory already. These guys are caught up, they know. Ramp edits, practicing creative, right? Very ingenuitive. A lot of ingenuity there, as well as wall replacing for protection. It's not raw gameplay, it's actually curated practice, and they're brand new to the actual international scene, which is amazing. You know, baiting your teammates out for HP, going for finishes. Even support players like Moon know exactly what to do. Now, the star trio that won that previous game, Power FHD, knowing how to use and take angles properly, has traps in front of him, doesn't matter. Knows to stay for those right-hand peaks, knows when to engage, low HP, still does not matter. No pressure taken because these guys have practiced. This is not their first rundown, but it is their first showdown of exactly what they can do, right? No Max here has the elims, low health, still knows exactly when to look up, what to loot, when to use your utility, and when to support your teammate and still have a presence in the game, which is once again something players learned a lot later. So these guys are caught up with the metagame. They do know how to finish off. They know their exact win conditions as well and when to drop them through. Amazing gameplay. We're gonna now tune in and see what else they can do on the Middle East. I'm gonna be picking it up with my man Zeke coming in. We're both gonna hit that cast. We're gonna see exactly how these guys go down. We'll relive that breakdown actually together live. Zeke, what did you think about their presence compared to the rest of the international regions?
Man, I think we still have quite a bit more to see from this region. I think you did an amazing breakdown there. I think the ceiling for ME is still very high. We haven't quite seen what they're fully capable of, but I think over the weekend, we'll definitely see it. I'm also excited that we get to finally hang out, Shy Wager and Zeke. We have come together. That was great, actually. That is a true thing of the game. But anyway, the games are ready. Let's hop right in, Fortnite fan. We're jumping out the battle bus. We're going to begin this game. I can't wait to see what happens here in this game. Because remember, these happened over this morning. Earlier on, while everyone wants to sleep, including myself, I slept like a baby. It's kind of, that's not entirely true. But anyway, we're getting into it. We can see now where people are trying to land early. So, I mean, you know, you've got the Pleasant there. You've got a team of Junk. The old Villain Factory, you've got some at Snobby, some flying even over Greasy. There's still quite a bit of teams, though, still that are airborne.
Yeah, see, one thing you mentioned earlier, Zeke, was the whole idea of these games happening this morning, right? For me, chewing gum, you leave it on the table untouched, still good to eat later in the day. There's so much flavor in these games we have yet to see. No, seriously, man. Like, once again, we're tuning with Power. Hey, look at this pattern, right? I kind of, you know, went to the FHD/Mongol comparison. These guys are in retail, Mongols in retail. you know, we had Monster, Lupo, saying these guys have been waiting for a long time, right? There's so many VODs they've been watching. They have the knowledge, man. They have the power.
Yeah, and now look, they land over here on the, what do we like to call this? The top side is blacktop. So
Residential.
This is residential.
Yeah,
there we
yeah.
go. I literally came up with it as you. What's wrong with me today? But they are on the residential side, which is good. I personally, and this just might be like my thinking, but I feel like the loot's a little better on residential side than blacktop. Would you agree? Or do you think it's the other way around?
I think that there's more, there's sparser loot on the blacktop side. We're looking at Tilted right now, but I'll keep talking about what we saw in retail. There's sparser loot on the blacktop side, but like residential does have, I think, more drop spots on the floor loot. But you know, we got those bendings on blacktops, and you have more of a horizontal advantage on everyone you see.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier to kind of, you know, pick a game plan on blacktops. So residential, you kind of have to all in all the time.
Yeah.
Because if you do get engaged on, like once again, you're all in, right? We see it in OCE, X2 Twins, they always end up having a fight, some type of highlight. It's really cool. Right now though, you know, Lupo and Monster went over Tilted Town, the advantages, disadvantages of building and not building. What are your, how do you think player opinion has been of Tilted Town from the beginning to the end of how people treat the job?
I think originally people were maybe a little taken off guard by the fact that you could not build until the town. It was like, wait, but the whole thing is that you have to build and whatnot. And it's like, well, yeah, that's still a very big aspect of the game. But now there is a POI dedicated to you testing your shooting skills, right? How good are your angles and your peaks? How good are your rifling skills or even your close quarter combat skills? And that's what Tilted offers in its current state. But we're back on board with the power trio. The trio of power. They have themselves a brute. They are looking to take it to this other brute across the way shy. Now what's crazy here is, remember, they have these laser designators. So the other brute's fully aware. They're like, hey, there's another one. They're moving toward us. We need to try and take this down. But power's on 18 effective HP. And it's just not enough. It's so easy to be focused down in the brute right now. So unfortunately, FHE is going to go down. And I don't think there's anything else the other duo can do about this, right? They just kind of have to let him go down and regroup and assess the situation. NM7 does have the sniper, so if he can get a cheeky shot off, he can down someone immediately. But like, look, the other brute spawned like, no, friend, we're gonna hunt you down. Don't worry, don't get too far.
Absolutely. Like, brute combat is one thing that also has its own metagame, and like these guys know too, right? Focus the driver 100%. Usually the people you put into the brute early game are those who don't have the same amount of loot. We're looking at a pump TAC SMG gold sniper on NM7. But FHD, all you have were zapper traps, a bunch of gray items, very easily focusable. And right now, you know, their enemy team is a big and hard focus. I'm pretty sure it's the ASMR guys, Spy and Wagner. These guys are just coming in with a big brute of their own, forcing through straight up, gaining all the loot as well. One big thing about having a brute in retail, it's like butter on toast. Perfect combination, even jam on toast. Anything but mayo. You get these loot spawners so much faster with the stomp mechanic as well as the rockets. Granted that they were nerfed at one point, you still have so much damage to instantly just get these launches over and over again. The biggest downside to retail being you spend so much time in there, right? You negate that, you have the perfect setup entirely in the whole game.
Yeah, and then you can kind of take that brute into later game and use that to kind of mess with other trios out there. I like this too, the ASMR trio. ASMR, quiet. The brute right now. They're destroying big spawner. Shy, what is the brute looking like if you sat there and retail and destroyed all brute spawners?
I personally think that a lot of launch pads, a lot of campfires, and a lot of ARs everywhere for you, including bombs.
I like that very much. But now we are across the way because look at this, Minzu and Kinji. This trio, we saw an absurd amount of snipes last game. Now, many of them they couldn't follow up on just based on where they were, but look at this. He drops down and he gets counter dropped. That is a zapper. He's got to be careful. It's okay. All right, I thought that wasn't Moon. I saw a second shot from the right, and I was like, if that is this enemy trio, like, Minzu's gonna be eliminated. There's nothing they can do, but it's okay. Moon was there, he had the assist, and look at the loadout. It's just shining array of colors.
Yeah, Happy Hamlet, I broke it down in one of the job shop breakdowns. Vendings galore, so many chests, right? You eliminate as much of the loot pool as possible to what you need to keep looting over and over again. You know, loot drops, chest spawns, every vending that's available to you as well. You get to pick and choose what you want. You use it in the fight as well really fast if there's just one other team contesting you, Looks like these guys are the kings of happy all the way in the Middle East, which is huge. We have now two big things as well that a lot of people don't realize in the game is when you have kings of a drop spot clash against each other, you don't really see where people come from, right, in the end game when they're on height. But now that we know that we have the ASMR boys having all of retail, we have this rainbow loadout on every single person from happy, we can now see the storyline build up all the way to the end game of these two star trios at the moment in this game.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are looking very, very good, but look who else is here. We've got two trios just in front. There is one player from a trio left in Old Yonder. There's a trio making their way over a hill by that long ravine there. Okay, so it's Caesar in there, who's by himself. I'm not sure what he's still doing there. It looks like he might just be crouched, just potentially trying to loot there. You got Simar, JD, and Cake Park, Dash? Cake Pack, Dash, something like that. Like that, I do enjoy some cake as well. But now they just get to kind of walk into Old Yonder. I mean, there's obviously going to be no loot. They could farm up for materials if they wanted. All right, I take that back. There was one piece of loot, which was just the ammo box. My apologies, didn't see it. But now they're right here on the edge of Storm, right?
Yeah.
The new safe zone. So they're probably feeling pretty comfortable because they do even have a shockwave, which look like they have a shockwave apiece, and they even have a jump pad, the launch pad to get them to safety. So it's all going their way here in the early game.
Yeah, there's an absolute skirmish all the way in the snow side. We've kind of seen things develop, I guess even in Middle East as well. A lot of the people like the land split. They like to be up in the air, so to set a stage for you, Zeke, it's always just, you know, a bunch of people playing desperate with a bunch of trios that have already finished their fights. So you can imagine, you know, how scared people are split off. You can see exactly how they rotate it in. And you do see a little bit more survivability coming out of snow side towards the bones over here, towards the big monster skull. But at the same time, there is, you know, those mid-game fights that do break down at times. Right now, we don't see any. We can drop into just seeing the options that Toggle has now to move towards, I guess it's the desert biome, towards the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, there's still so many players left. 75 and 26 of 31 trios left. Don't forget, we want to hit top 12 before we start seeing any placement points at all. And we're right now in Storm Circle 2. So there's still so many players that have to be eliminated before this end game, right? I mean, I don't imagine we'll see like Storm Circle 750 people left, but I wouldn't be surprised if we did see that. There's still so much that can happen in this game. I'm curious to see what's happening back at retail. You know, we saw that trio, the ASMR trio. They're pretty looted, and I'd assume with that brute, like they probably cleared retail like super fast. I want to know where they went from there, because right now even like Seagull, Toggle, and Eska, they have no eliminations. Their loadouts, it's not shambles, but it's like borderline shambles, I would say.
It's 100% shambles if it's a big zone, but you touched on it a little bit, right? Eliminations. When do you actually really want them? What is your win condition? So what would you say if you had shield bubbles and shockwaves, the different options people have towards the middle or end game that they can use to actually, you know, come through for elims or play for placement?
That's a good question. That's tough. I think it depends on, because like everyone knows what heat they're in, so you know who, if you're paying attention and you're doing your homework like you should be, you know the other people in your heat. You know potentially where they're going to look to land. So like if I'm this trio, I'm not going anywhere near retail, right? Because we already know ASMR trio is there, and we even saw the power trio as well. So I mean, right now they're near Salty, which it doesn't look like, looking at the minimap, no one's there. Everyone's already rotated out, right? They're trying to get themselves in the safe zone. Looking at, actually, on the top left, you could kind of see, so right now, look, they're just on the outside making their way in. So we're back on power, and it looks like it's just Yonks by himself. This is a brutal spot to be in. He definitely does not have their cards. They're not getting rebooted, there's no way. So right now, Yonks just has to do anything he can. I mean, I'd imagine he's probably wanting to play slow, right? He's like, look, if I can even just play for placement and get us those points, if he can find an awesome pick, great, but that's just like backseat. Right now, it's survival mode.
Yeah, the worst sound anyone could have heard from him on the server for his situation is that shield break sound, the whole you know, desynchronization of the shield. So right now, he's worried. He knows trios around him know that he's worried. His entire plan at the moment is to use, you see, half his loadout's already gone, right? We talked about when to use your loadout, when is your win condition, do you want elims? You said it, Zeke, it's full survivability at the moment, and Yonks has to go to the Bronx and even further now to even win the game, right? Like, 0 elims, the easiest thing to do.
Если меня было плохо слышно, это не моя, простите меня. Если меня скучала Исмаил, pues perdón.
Separated into entities on the map. You only have a maximum of 3 trios on the map, 31, 33. So in this game specifically, I think it's 26 out of 30. 31. We're kind of far from placement, but separating it into just looking at singular entities moving around the map and playing placement that way, right? Using your mats against one entity rather than 3 separate ones in a fight. You can then kind of, segment out your loot, your minis,
Одну секунду.